everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 2, the Enhanced Edition. Gotta say, really enjoying this series so far. I know it's only very early doors and there's always that sense of new LP excitement, but because I'm playing half-an-hour sessions, I can easily fit these in and around what I'm already doing. They leave me wanting more. I look forward to sitting down and playing these sessions out. So I hope you're enjoying the series so far. And onwards we go with Godan and Company. So before we do indeed press on with Godan and Company into this here portal that we've just unlocked with a statue, just one thing. As Godan and co were walking along to their destination, they noticed, or rather Godan's eagle eye when it comes to loot and plunder, noticed on the floor here the strewn bodies of the Durgar that we slew, well, yesterday now as it may be. And when he noticed the strewn bodies of the Durgar, he noticed the head honcho, who was Ilyich, wearing what appeared to be some rather fancy looking chainmail. So, hey-ho, we took some time to pilfer said chainmail, and here it is. We kind of missed this when we killed these folks. Imowen going to use her identify spell to identify the chainmail. We could use her identify spell to check out this bastard sword, to check out this pommel jewel, but that would mean wasting identify scrolls. Godan can't use a bastard sword. A pommel jewel on its own is useless. So we're going to save these for equipment that Godan thinks he will benefit from. So identifying the chain, because hell, he can use chain. Mail of the Dead +2. Okay, armor class rating of 3. I think we know who's going to get that, don't we? Slight upgrade. And giving Jaheira the next best. Just because Minsk always is third in line for these kind of things, behind Godan and Jaheira. And hell, if even this newcomer Yoshimo had anything that he could use that both of these could use, he probably became above him anyway as well. Bless poor Minsk. I mean, what has he done to tick this guy off? I don't know. And the second thing, before we continue onwards, is Imowen. In the last session, she kind of misjudged her spell book. She was tired when she was going through things, and she didn't realise that she couldn't, or that she didn't have magic missile, and giving that to Jaheira by mistake for her to sell. But no, she hasn't got that, so we've taken that back, and we shall learn these spells in due course, perhaps before the next rest. Okay then, so with that out of the way, Godan now donning new armour no less. Minsk looking a bit battered and bruised, but we'll chance it for now. I mean, he does have a...
You point, I punch.
...potion if things go sour. Onwards.
Yes.
Through the portal.
It shall be.
As Godan steps over the threshold, a sudden blackness descends, and he feels as if he's been violently hooked forwards by his stomach before being disposited rather unceremoniously on a wooden platform. As he regains his composure, he looks around for his companions. They're all here, and by the looks of them, they too found the trip through the portal rather unpleasant. Godan instructs Yoshimo to scout ahead. Self-proclaimed master bounty hunter and thief extraordinaire? May as well make himself useful, for the very least, to keep Imowen out of harm's way.
Fear is for those of no confidence.
Okay, so good old Yoshimo taking it upon himself to try to attack this air method here, and he may have drawn their ire. Which is exactly what I wanted him to do, really. Oh, he saved. Good stuff. Or did he save? Maybe not.
What is my task?
To you.
Right? You require my counsel, yes?
Why is he going into melee combat? Because he's blinded. That's probably why. Ooh.
Where shall I display my skill and expertise?
If you're blinded, use your sword then. I couldn't use the options down here to do that.
On my honor.
I shall not yield to you.
Yes? Fleet of foot and all that.
That's not
What
right.
is my task? So this thing?
Come on. Phew.
On my honor. Consider it done.
Just where are they? A strange floating wooden platform kept afloat with mechanical propellers and steadied with several sacks of what can only be assumed to be
All
ballast.
the world. Yoshimo
Looking
is
over
willing.
the edge, nothing but an endless black void. A strange place indeed, and not one that gives any hint of an exit. Imoen comments that it's almost as if they're on another plane. A plane of air, if she was to have a guess. While she's pondering, Yoshimo returns with some more friends in tow. Okay, so Yoshimo once again drawing the ire of the local denizens of this here place.
Yes, I will do my best. What? You're right behind me, right? That is my task. Yes.
Next time.
Oops!
Must get aid soon. Who is too young to have to avenge me?
On my honor.
Quite a nasty breath attack that is, isn't it? But I mean, we're still alive. We're still coping,
Very well.
living life on the edge, no less, of course. But Minsk is a fighter. He's a trooper.
Done.
He can cope.
You require my help? All the world. Very well. Hiya.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to actually utilise his backstab ability and see if he can actually do something with it. I think he does have ×4 damage. Might kill this Mephit in one go if he can get it to work. And I'm going to turn his script off actually as well. Let's give this a blast. He missed.
What is my task?
No, he didn't. Backstab, quadruple damage, 41 slashing damage. Holy cow.
On my honor, as you ask.
Good job, Yoshimo.
What do you want?
So I don't know what his fine traps is though. His fine trap. Oh, his fine traps is 100. His open locks is less than Imoen, but his fine traps is good. His move silently is better, as is his hiding shadows. I think we have somebody to push into the front lines. I think Godan trusts Imoen more, but in order for her to preserve her, preserve her health, disarming traps is a
Where shall I display my skill in your cutter?
tricky business. We'd much rather have him put his life on the line. Although it pains him to admit it, Godan is impressed. Anyone that can take down one of these Mephits in a single blow cannot be described as anything but useful at a time like this. Godan will continue to monitor Yoshimo's usefulness. Okay, a level 6 scroll. Conjure Air Elemental. Quite a nice find. And I think it pleases Godan the fact that he has handed it straight over to Imoen. No questions asked. It's a good start.
Yes?
The group continue onwards, keeping their eyes peeled for any more pesky Mephits, extraplanar creatures similar to imps. They are not native to the Primaterial Plane, the elemental planes will be discussed later, but are linked to various elemental or quasi-elemental planes. Rarely endearing, their demeanour is somewhat linked to their plane of origin. Each Mephit has some form of breath attack, although their more basic methods of attack are by way of clawing and biting.
Nothing dangerous.
Quite the pest indeed. Alright, we've got a bit of a situation here, guys. Yoshimo reporting back to Godan what he's seen ahead. Quite a few methods could cause us some concern.
What is my task?
Godan drawing on his inner divine strength and the abilities that he has as a result of that, and is going to try to see if he can cast horror here. Ooh, somebody's quite a few of these guys have just ended up concussed, confused, or something. Imowen summoned some monsters here. Just to distract the enemy. Come on, guys, come on. Uh-oh. I think we just kind of just cut through our summon there quite easily. Oh, this is not looking very good. Godan's now blinded. We're going to do some more spells here. Anything that we can get that's AoE based. Thinking Cloud, a bit too close for comfort perhaps. That's Magic Missile. Jaheira. Insect Swarm is not AoE, is it? Tangle. Doom. Just gonna bless the party, I think.
I shall not yield to you. What is my task?
What is they?
Right, Yoshimo's not blinded. He's to come
I
and
can dance on the head of a pin.
start doing something here with
Time to move?
go down, take care of that one. You take care of that one. You take care of that one. You take care of that one.
You're not gonna keep me here.
Yes?
You take care of that one.
Require assistance.
Okay.
What is my task? On my own, consider it
Take care
done.
of that one.
Victory. Yes.
Good job, Godan is doing his job here.
Great fun!
There we go. Phew. I think another rest might be in order very shortly.
On my honor. It shall be.
Okay, yeah, like I say, it's Godan that seems to be the one that's doing all the killing at the minute. It's a good job he's slicing up the golem situation.
Yes.
He killed his golem while the rest of them were messing around.
What do you need? Oh, fleet of foot and all that.
Okay, so we have a lamp on a cushion on a stool.
What is my task?
It's rather
You require my counsel, yes? Whatever you need, I do it well.
ominous.
On my honor, I will do my best.
Where shall I can dance on the head of a pin as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so Godan doing what you're supposed to do with a lamp of this nature, and I suppose pick it up
This
and giving it a
place is
rub.
just too darn creepy. I really wanna.
So here is a genie. I am bound. Who are you? Ah, I see. The master is gone and you've managed to get yourselves in trouble. Well, he doesn't speak out of turn. Godan, recognizing this, of course, to be the old genie in a bottle. That I would, Mandling. I assume that now that you have escaped, you have come seeking the magical item that has been stripped from you by our collective captor. Magical item? What magical item? Godan asking. Face turning into a rather unpleasant look. Nobody takes Godan's things and gets away with it. What does he have of mine? I do. A thing of power that still carries a hint of your essence. There is something odd about the signature that you leave on this item. No matter. Well, we're certainly not going to leave here. Asking for the item back. As if it would be that simple. If I had the power to give you your weapon, I would, but the force that binds me is strong. As long as I am trapped within this flask, I am within the mage's power. If you can secure the means of my release, I will give you your weapon. I mean, it's an interesting question. But given that we are currently in a state of disrepair, and genies are known to be rather powerful things, if we can get this item by a simple trade, at this moment in time, it wouldn't be too bad an option. Got on asking how on earth we can release him. This flask that I am bound in is a creation of magic. It is unbreakable as long as it remains apart from its twin, the real flask. You must find the original flask and bring it back to me. Once it is in within my grasp, I can break the enchantment and be freed. Find the original flask. And where exactly can we find this flask? Godan asking. He will keep the flask close to himself. The master would not risk it falling into other hands. Perhaps he keeps it in his chambers, or with his dryad concubines. Perhaps the golems have it. Okay, Godan racking his brains here. We've been to his room and looted the place dry. There's no flask in there. Golems, 2 of them are dead. 1 of them opened sewerage doors. Probably not going to be with them. Dryad concubines, we have talked to them. They haven't mentioned a flask, but then we didn't ask them about one either. So if there was any place to start, it's probably with the dryads. I cannot pinpoint its location from another plane. You shall have to research for it. Return to me when you have found it, and we shall exchange my freedom for your weapon. And the fact that this item he is talking about is a weapon, well, definitely something we need to sort out right now. This man has taken a weapon of mine?
What is my
Godan
task?
racking, what weapon?
Very well.
His fabled axe from his first adventures? Surely not. That was safely tucked away in his tower. What on earth is he talking about? Genies, mephits, golems, dryads, durgar, strange creatures in glass tubes, and a child of a god. Just what kind of circus has Erenicus got going on here? Speaking of genies, the one we have just encountered confirmed we were indeed in another plane. The world of Toral, where we are now, is the 3rd planet from the Sun,
Done.
and is said to exist within the prime material plane. Part of the Great Wheel cosmology, which is the predominant cosmological model in our current year of 1369. The Great Wheel cosmology constituted a series of somewhat concentric circles with the prime material plane in the centre, surrounded by an ethereal plane. Outside of that are the inner or elemental planes, consisting of the 6 major elemental planes of fire, earth, water, air, positive energy and negative energy, the 4 para-elemental planes of smoke, ice, ooze and magma, along with the 8 quasi-elemental planes of lightning, steam, radiance, minerals, vacuum, salt, ash and dust.
Yes?
So Godan now approaching the Dryads once again. Almost lured in by their beauty, no less, and having to bring himself to attention because he's kind of forgotten why he was here in the first place. You have returned, dwarf. Is there something else you require of us? A flask, yeah, that's a flask, he says. We're here for a flask, apparently. Have you seen one? You are very noble to risk your own safety to free the genie. We have the flask and shall give it to you freely. Go down, almost taken aback. This is going all too smoothly for his liking.
What is my task? It shall be.
Yes, the genie is willing to give him his weapon back. No questions asked. Or if we just bring him his flask, or his flask, the twin to the flask that he finds himself contained in. We go to the Dryads for the flask. They have the flask, which is a stroke of luck. It prevents us having to search this place from top to bottom and thus waste more valuable time. Not only that, but they give it to us, no questions asked, no stipulations, which is to be expected considering we promised to help them by taking their acorns to their queen. But we almost feel as if there's a twist somewhere. A sting in the tail. Godan on his toes and will not be caught off guard.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Okay, so outside of the inner or elemental planes is the astral plane, which connects the worlds in the primaterial plane to each other and also to the last sphere, the outer planes. Right, springing a step and all that, and striding forward with utmost confidence as if... simple pimple,
On my honor,
Godan
I await your
announcing he has the flask. The genie doesn't need to be told, however, because he can sense it, asking Godan to make the exchange. At last, I am free. Here is your item, fleshling. You are an honourable person, and I feel that I must warn you. Keep away from the master. Experience and a Sword of Chaos +2. He will torture you for escaping and kill you for freeing his genie slave. Escape from his lair quickly if you value your life. Farewell. Poof, and just like that, the genie was gone. Okay, so this is the Sword of Chaos +2. Saravok's Sword of Chaos. The blade of Godan's brother. Another spawn of Bhaal. Another godchild. The very blade that struck down Gorion, no less. Much of his power died with him. Nonetheless, this sword is still a very, very powerful item, as we can see. Got some abilities and all that. +2 weapon, which means +2 to hit, +2 to attack, +2 to damage. It's a two-handed weapon. Now, you might be saying, "Oh, perfect weapon for Minsk." I mean, it's a +2 weapon and all that. It's
Every hamster has his day.
a big upgrade on his currently, current weapon, or this paltry, bog standard two-handed sword. Perhaps Godan could kindly loan it to Minsk to help them get out of this here predicament they find themselves in. But those of you who know Godan well enough will know that that is simply not going to happen. Yes, this would be a good sword for Minsk. It would help us on our escape. But this is Godan's sword. Our weapon. The blade of our brother. Our sword of immense power. Somehow we are bound or tied to this weapon. And although we will choose not to wield it, because it is ours, no one else will wield it, unless
What is my task?
Godan likes them.
It shall be.
And Minsk doesn't quite fit that bill. So for the time being, Sword of Chaos will remain in Godan's pack as an ornament, a sign, a symbol of the fact that he slew the powerful Sarevok. And if ever he finds himself in a predicament in the future where he's waning, he's feeling
Gather your party
demoralized,
before venturing forth.
the odds
On my honor.
are stacked
Consider it
against
done.
him, he shall simply look at that weapon to remind himself of what he is capable of and to perk him up, to provide a morale boost and to get him through the difficult times. Alright, so as previously stated, the Great Wheel Cosmology is the current cosmological model in use right now in 1369 Dale Reckoning. This was replaced in 1372, the Year of Wild Magic, by the World Tree Cosmology, the year in which Neverwinter Nights is set. However, we're not there yet. That's some 3 years in the future. Confused by the Great Wheel Cosmology? Here's a diagram to bring it to life.
What is my task? I will do my best.
Alright, so when it comes to this playthrough, I'm not one of these people that likes to rest every 5 minutes and rest all over the damn place just to replenish spells and stuff like that. I'm trying to rest in a kind of logical manner. But I think a rest is earned at this moment in time. I know we haven't done a great deal since the last rest, but we are about to go through this portal and encounter loads more mephits. We're going to encounter potentially portal statues or whatever it was that Yoshimo said was emitting kind of had wands attached to it. Sounds dangerous anyway, put it that way. So we don't know what's ahead of us, but it doesn't sound very good. So we need to make sure that we are ready and sharp, you know. So we'll rest here, taking advantage of the warm crackling fire. Yoshimo, the new arrival, can stand guard to start with. We'll rest up and be really ready and prepared for what lay ahead. And yeah, and we'll start the next session outside the door in the next level of this dungeon, ready to see what lies in store. So yes, bit of a shorter session than usual by 2 or 3 minutes, but join me next time as we will proceed onwards. Are we any closer to our escape? Find out next time. See you soon.